Hi there everyone, it is currently the evening of the 17th of January 2013, and for the first time in several weeks, the westerly is off here across Japan, Korea, and China. Relatively quiet, still some showers, a little bit of sea effect snow going on here, but the tropics are firing up, and that is where we're going to be concentrating on today. A low pressure area just off the southeastern portion. Palau continuing the track to the west here. JTWC actually calling this a low potential for development at this time. NRL has dubbed it Invest 98W. Even JMA on their recent surface analysis has it as a low pressure area. And actually one of the agencies that really are not talking about this at all is Bopha, which they say that there is no significant tropical activity. Only big thing, actually, a gale warning in effect across northern Luzon there, but they don't really mention this quite yet, so something to continue to watch out for from Bopha. But here, Western Pacific weather, we've actually been tracking it for several days now, and still looking like fairly significant risk of some heavy rainfall, not just to the Philippines, but actually Palau right here. This is from the NRL site, just showing the center of the bulk of the activity of strong rain showers and thunderstorm activity just towards the southeast of Palau, so you're likely going to be getting on this as well. Anybody out there for vacation in here in your February, definitely people heading south to get out of the cold there in Palau, well, unfortunately, it looks like you're going to be getting some rain showers over the next several days as this does track off here through the west. But let's actually take a look at the track, a quick map I put together here. And this is basically here on our Sunday evening, it moving just south of Palau, then off through Monday evening, it will be just towards the east of Mindanao. And the problem with this is that as it does track along the southern portion of Mindanao here, all that rainfall, once again, is going to be pushing on shore here into these higher elevations, the mountainous terrain along eastern Mindanao, Visayas. You're going to be seeing the risk of some flash flooding, possibly even some landslides, as all that moisture continues to push on shore. Now, don't expect this to develop up too much because we have this high pressure off towards the north and is providing an abundant amount of wind shear and even keeping things dry for you in northern Luzon. Yeah, we have that gale warning in effect, but nothing too significant outside of that. And also, this is going to be sucking in the moisture from the north, not to mention the intertropical convergence zone down here to the south. Now, that's quick look at where I believe this is going to be going, the heaviest rainfall in the red there. But let's take a look at one of the models, the Euro model, giving you kind of a rough estimate of the time frame here and where the heaviest rainfall will be here, at least according to the Euro model. And you can just see that low pressure area spinning here. This is going through your Sunday overnight hours, now just making it towards the southwest of Palau. And then as we continue to scroll through the days here, actually Monday afternoon, it weakens out, but still you vaguely can see the low pressure area here. Like I said, nothing like a tropical depression or anything like this, but really the main threat is going to be here along the east coast of Mindanao, because as we go into Monday overnight, you can see that low pressure area here, southern Visayas, so you get the heavy rains, eastern Mindanao, all that moisture pushing on shore. And if we remember correctly, back to December, this is the same areas that was severely impacted by Typhoon Bopha just over 2 months ago. So as that moisture pushes on shore, all these people in these temporary shelters out here are really going to be impacted here. And definitely the soil that has been deforested due to the typhoon, very loose, and that is also going to be bringing the risk of some possible landslides and flooding here as that does continue to push overhead. And then let's look into not just Monday, but continue to go through here to about the next 50 to 60 hours. On our Tuesday, it's continuing the track here just towards the south of Mindanao. Once again, the bulk of the activity will be just towards the north of it as that moisture wraps around. And even though it is here just towards the southwest, it's still continuing to see that moisture push in there as it continues across track across the Sulu Sea, and then even across Visayas. You're also going to be getting in the mix of this rainfall. Now, this is through Tuesday evening, so definitely a long duration event throughout Monday and throughout Tuesday and even in the Wednesday morning. This area is going to continue to bring these heavy rains across the southern Philippines. To the north, though, Manila, it looks like it's actually going to stay relatively quiet once again for you, all that moisture getting sucked into the south. Meanwhile, across Vietnam, Taiwan, you're still seeing some light showers due to the northeast monsoon. And while I have this map up here, once again, we have that developing low coming out of northern China, but not really going to be anything too serious to the westerlies here. That's why we're continuing to concentrate on this LPA. And just to confirm up and solidify the model outlook here of this storm system, right here just towards the south of Palau, continuing to track off here through the west. This is the overall background flow with that high pressure and that ridging continuing to dominate off through the east and into to the west, into the east there. And it's really just going to track along the southern periphery of that, and that's why it's going to stay out here just across Mindanao, even expecting some heavy rains there in northern portions of Borneo, and eventually continue to track off there through the west. Malaysia and Thailand very well. By the end of the week, could see some moisture from this continue to spin up as it does follow that overall background flow, and that high pressure continues to press it down towards the south. And that is definitely something you would expect for a February storm, not to move any farther north. Just so much vertical wind shear out here. Actually, if you take a look at the wind shear chart at this time across Taiwan and northern Philippines, it's nothing very pleasant for a tropical system. Actually, upwards of 40 to 50 knots there in northern Luzon. You have to keep it down here toward the south if you want any chance of any sort of development, even a low pressure area, and a weak one at that. And that's one other reason why it's staying weak and staying so far south. Warmer sea surface temperatures, but it is February. It is the Western Pacific, so you can expect a storm any time of the year, but typically February is by far the lowest month of the season as far as tropical system, but it's not unheard of. So with that said, we're definitely going to keep a close eye on this area here. If you're not going to see the rains, you're still going to see some gusty winds as it does continue to push towards the south here, though. The rains being the main threat, but still that gale force warnings as that system does track south of Mindanao. You're still going to have these gradient-induced winds really set up across Visayas. We're going to be seeing some rough waves along the east coast, rip currents, very high potential, and definitely for any fishermen out there, looks like across eastern Visayas and southeastern Luzon, you really could be seeing these winds upwards of about 30 to 35 knots. So some significant waves we could be talking about here, not to mention the heavy rainfall to the south. But that is all for right now, everybody. I know that was about a 7-minute video update on this weak disturbance, but it's the tropics, and we definitely like to talk about it in detail. So if you want more information, you can always check out the Facebook page at Western Pacific Weather there on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at Westpac Weather. Also, don't forget to check out my new thing we're writing up here is our Sunday blog. This one about becoming a TV meteorologist, just some information. Anybody who wants to get in the meteorology field, I do think that a lot of the viewers here at the website are weather enthusiasts, not to mention just trying to get the weather for themselves, but definitely something I think that would be a good read. So thanks for watching, though, and I hope everybody stays safe out there. Have a great day.